everybody, Linda here, the scrapbooking photographer. Welcome to my channel and thanks for stopping by. Today we're taking part again in the Clue series, which is a fun hop run by Ginger from Ginger's Corner, and we are using dice to pick our criteria for the page with all these lists that Ginger has put together for us. So the first one is picking our suspect, and number 6 is Mr. Green. So our second roll of the dice will tell us the murder weapon, which is the wrench. And the third one, the crime scene location, is in the kitchen. And then we have another list of all these bits and pieces that we can use. So Mr. Green is the one down the bottom here. Number 1, green sequins. Number 2, for the wrench, we've got number 3, a full page. Call that autumn here. And the kitchen is this one here, and that's number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll use a doily. So we've got green sequins on an autumn page and you're using a doily. So I'll go and find some things to work with that, and I'll be back soon. So I've collected some things for our clue challenge today, and a full page was pretty easy, and I've gone straight to the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking workshop, which came out from Stampin Up. It was one of their first scrapbooking workshops that they brought out. So it's got lots of goodies in here that we can use, and it's certainly got the autumn colours, so making an autumn page won't be a problem with that. And the photo I've got is of my dog Pippa, who we sadly lost in June, and this is at our training ground where she used to come and help some of the puppies learn how to behave, and I was quite amazed that she was so good at it. So she's actually not attached to that peg, I don't think, but she's just showing everybody how you can stay put, keeping her eyes on mum, and you can see all the leaves from autumn falling around. It's probably very late autumn actually. It looks like it's pretty cold and there's lots of leaves off the trees. So that's the photo I'm using today, and I'm going to pretty much follow this kind of setup here with the autumn colours, and there is this round thing included in the kit, but I thought I might replace that part with the doily. So I have 2 size doilies to play with, and it'll probably be the larger of the 2. That's my plan anyway. We'll see how it comes out. And I've also got some green sequins that I can add at the end as an embellishment. So let's get started. So our base page is going to be this 2-tone green piece, and then we've got this piece to go on top, which I have cut 1/2 inch off 2 sides, so that gives us a nice 1/4 inch frame around the outside. And then we've got 3 really long sort of tags, and oops, not that one. I'm going to use this side and this side of that paper, and then just the side of this one. In the workshop kit they have used this one, but we don't have any of those animals here, so I'm just going to use the trees. Now according to the kit, these are 3.5 inches wide by 10 inches, so I'll cut those and then we'll make the fishtails. I've got 3 pieces there that fit nicely in that slot there. Now we could take more of that paper out if we wanted to. Think about that, but we'll make these fishtails all at the same time. So we'll use the mat to work out the centre. Now they're 3.5 inches wide. We can just eyeball it with the squares on the mat there, and if we keep them all centred all together, we can cut them all at once and they should be relatively even. So I've got those two. Silly me, I made 3 the same size, but I want the middle one longer. So luckily I have enough of that paper to be able to cut another one. So make that 3.5 inches wide as well. And then I'll add an inch to it, I think, and just cut 1 inch off the edge. And then I'll use one of these as a template to get that fishtail the same. So when I put the 3 in that were all the same length, you could tell that it didn't kind of look right, because a little bit of unevenness is quite attractive on the layout. Right, that should look better. So the longer one goes in the middle, and then we've got one on each side. That's better. Okay, when we come to stick it all down, it'll be all centered. Now the photo is going to be mounted in this paper, and it's a 4x6 photo, so I'm going to give it a decent border of about 1 inch all the way around, which means I need 1 inch here and 1 inch there, inch there and 1 inch there, which adds 2 inches, so it's going to be a 6x8 piece of this that I cut out. Now I should say that if you get these workshop kits from Stampin' Up, all the instructions and the cutting guides are all included, telling you the papers to use and the sizes to make for each of the projects on here. And the kit comes with everything you need apart from the obvious, like scissors and trimmers and adhesives and things, but you can make really pretty pages with what's in here. And this has got 3 projects and it shows you how to assemble them all, and then there's companion pages as well, so well worth a look. So if this is going in here, then the photo's going on there. I thought the doily would work. Oh, I've cut it the wrong way, for goodness sake, woman. Okay, so you can see that the trees are now pointing left instead of up and down. On the reverse we have a square, I could use that. Okay, so this is 3.5 wide, so I might leave that over that way and add a strip down the middle of here. So if I make this 2 inches wide, and like that, and we'll cut it down about there. Now I've got these 2 doilies, and that might fit quite nicely under there. What? We'll try the bigger one. So I take this one out. It doesn't quite look right. I think this one actually helps to bring in more of the brown that's in the photo. Okay, so I'm going to stick everything down except for those 3, because we'll colour the doily. So I'll stick this down and I'll be back in a second. Then we can bring this one in and also centre it. I'll just go by eye here. Put that in the middle. Then this is going to go over the top like so. I might just cut a little bit off this so that we can see a bit of doily at top and bottom. That's better. But before we stick that down, I want to put a little bit of colour on it. I'll use a little bit of Close to My Heart Mocha, and because the picture's going over the middle, I'll start there because I just want it very faint around the outside of it. And I think that'll help take away the starkness of the white and blend it in with those autumnal colours a little bit better. I'll bring this back now, and you can see why I started in the middle, because when you first put the brush down it's quite a strong impression, and we don't want that on show, so that's going where the photo's going to go. I'll just carefully put a little bit of sticky on the solid piece of the doily, and we'll let the frilly bit on the outside just be free because it's going to be held in place by our different pieces of paper and the photo. Just try and centre that a bit on that piece of paper. And then this one we'll put in the centre as well. Can't believe I cut those trees the wrong way around, but it just goes to show that you can adjust things. Oops, I nearly put them upside down then. You can adjust things as you go along. One in there, and then we'll put the photo on. And I actually think the doily works quite well with Pippa because Pippa is the lightest part of the photo. So if we put that in there, she stands out quite nicely. Right, so if I get the picture back, it's similar. It's similar. And then we've got some little bits and pieces that they've put on here from the pack. So let's have a look and see what's in here. Okay, so those match our trees up there, so they'd be quite nice down here, I think. Also the shape of the doily, which is nice. There's a little thing there that I can put a little bit of writing on. So there's some sticker sheets here. Now the months aren't going to make any sense because autumn here is at a different time of year. So we can, Days to Remember is a good one. Maybe I'll pop that up there. Days to Remember, and getting some fresh air. And something, you are amazing, because she was. Right, one more thing down here. And we need our, put it on our base page, so I'll just put some sticky around the outside. Let's bring a little bit of yellow in there to even things up a little bit. So I've done some journaling down here, and I've decided that it's going to be a companion page. We'll do a main page on the side. I do have some photos of Pippa doing her thing in the class with the puppy, so I'll put some of those over there. The other part, of course, of the clue series was to add some green sequins. So let's see how we go. I need a little bit of glue to put them on with. And if we pick one up and put a little bit of glue here, and then we can attach that there. Now there are different sizes in this pack, so we'll just put a variety on there, whatever the tool picks up. And the glue will dry clear, so that's all good. And I might just put another few down here. So there is my page for my 7th clue layout, which was to prepare an autumn page with some green sequins and to use a doily. And I love it. So that's adapted from the Scrapbook Workshop Kit, which comes with all the instructions, and we've just manipulated them a little bit to fit the criteria for what we wanted. Thanks very much for watching, everybody, and happy crafting!